On the first weekend of April, we visited Pachuca and Real del Monte, which are famous mining cities 2 hours north from Mexico City, located in the state of Hidalgo. These picturesque places hold a lot of interesting history and offers a perfect place to visit for couples and families during a weekend. To get there, we took an Uber to the Central de Autobuses del Norte, which takes about 35 minutes. From the station, you can take Futura or autobuses to Pachuca, and we chose Futura. The one-way bus tickets cost 250 pesos for two, about $12.50, and we could walk directly to the bus as one is leaving every hour. Our waiting area was in the Sala 5, and we had to go through security to enter the platforms. I've never seen that before. Our bus left from the platform 25. It was easy to find, and we were the first ones to board the bus. The trip to Pachuca was pleasant as the AC kept the bus cool, and we arrived to Pachuca on time. From the bus station, we took a taxi to our Quality Inn hotel that was about a mile away. The hotel was clean and modern and suitable for one night stay, offering nice views to the city. As it was already 3 p.m., we jumped to a taxi to get a ride to Real del Monte. It cost 120 pesos, about $6, as the town is about 25 minutes away. Mineral del Monte, or Real del Monte as it is commonly called, is a small mining town with a big history. Incredibly, this small town has produced 6% of all silver mined in the last 5 centuries. The mining was first started by the Spanish in the 16th century and revived again in the 19th century with new technology and labor from United Kingdom, and specifically from Cornwall. The Cornish influence can still be seen in the town with its architecture, Cornish pastry, and many descendants of the foreign miners. While it's unlikely to see any gingerheads walking around, some locals still have English surnames. The April sun made the visit very pleasant, as the town is known for being quite cold due to its high altitude. It didn't take long before we got hungry and found a great place right in front of our noses. On our short trip, we only had a glance of the town, but we greatly enjoyed trying the local food and the beautiful scenery down the valley. Restaurant Real del Monte offered a delicious meal with a good price, and our meal was accompanied with local troubadours. For drink, we had piña colada, and I ordered a tasty dish of enmoladas con costilla. With satiated smiles on our face and our bellies full, we did some souvenir hunting and visited some of the shops. In Real del Monte, you can buy anything made of silver, keychains, local snacks, clothes, and visit the mercado. Visiting Real del Monte is a great choice for its welcoming small-town charm and friendly people. Many families and couples were enjoying their time on the main square without a care in the world, eating, drinking, and enjoying the colorful housing in the warm afternoon. Being only 3 hours away from Mexico City, I was surprised to see almost no foreigners, and Real del Monte still feels like a hidden gem, even if its economy now heavily relies on tourism. One notable feature about the town were the harmless street dogs hanging around and doing their natural canine things. In total, this picturesque town has a population of 14,000 people and lays on 2,750 meters from the sea level, or 9,000 feet. As the evening dusk enveloped the small town, we got 2 cups of hot drinks and tickets for the local bus tour. The theme of the ride was to hear ghost stories from the village, but I couldn't understand much what the tour guide was saying through the crackling PA system. We went up to visit the English cemetery, where over 700 Cornish men and women were buried between 19th and 20th century. Unfortunately, we couldn't enter, but the spooky atmosphere was palpable, and I was able to take a picture through the gate. Finally, we visited the high point of the village, reaching an altitude of 3,000 meters from sea level, with stalls and small shops eagerly waiting to serve the tourists, selling everything imaginable. While there, my girlfriend enjoyed a Mexican corn snack called elote, which was quite spicy but delicious. We came back to town to do some late shopping and watching how the town got quieter as most of the shops were closed and families had gone home. Because of the altitude, the temperature drops quickly in Real del Monte after the sunset and it started to feel cold. Here's a valuable tip. If you're not spending the night in a hotel in Real del Monte, try to get back before 9 as the bus service ends at 8 and much fewer taxis are available that late, and the ones you'll find will ask for a higher price. In the next morning, we enjoyed the quality breakfast and decided to visit Pachuca before leaving back to Mexico City. It was a hot day and we took a taxi to the historical center. Sunday was busy on the main square as people were outside eating mouth-watering barbecue and enjoying local drinks to quench their thirst. The centerpiece of the square is the bell tower, donated by the Cornish mining magnate Francis Rule in 1910 to commemorate the 100 years of Mexican independence. Interestingly, the Reloj monument is built in the same workshop as Big Ben in London. The sun was burning hot in the altitude of 2,500 meters from sea level, and the famous wind was hiding that Sunday afternoon. To take cover from the sun and the heat, we took another tour bus to visit the Cristo Rey monument. The city of Pachuca is the capital of Hidalgo state and lays 2 hours north from Mexico City with a population of 300,000. The nickname La Bella Rosa comes from the fact that strong winds often blow in the valley where the city is located. The area of Pachuca has been inhabited for 12,000 years, and it was under Aztec control in the 15th century, and from the mid-16th century, the Spanish colonists found the mineral deposits, and the city started to grow fast and focus solely on mining for its economy. The city is filled with parks, squares, and historical buildings. One notable feature is the colorful houses on the hillsides, and some of them are on really steep hills, defying gravity. Overlooking the city is a high statue of Jesus to commemorate the mining accident that happened in 1940, where 50 miners were stuck in Parecutin mine elevator caused by a malfunction in the winch. Being unable to do anything in the situation, the miners promised to build a monument for Jesus if he would save them. Somehow the winch started working again and the miners found their way out. After decades of difficulties, the work was started in 1988 and the 33-meter statue was completed. On the way back, we could see some abandoned buildings, indicating the entrances to nearby mines that were once excavated for the incredible riches this land holds. Even today, Pachuca and Real del Monte produce 60% of the gold and 50% of the silver mined in the state of Hidalgo. Also, copper, zinc, and lead are mined here. While tourism generates about 5% of Pachuca's income, agriculture and manufacturing industry form the majority of the city's economy. The center of the city is filled with shops and multiple mercados one can visit. To try the Cornish pastry, the Pastes Quicos chain can be found in Pachuca and also in Mexico City. In the mercado, one can find fruit, vegetables, meat, and all kinds of household items and accessories. It's also a great place to try out local food in an authentic setting, but remember to grab some pesos with you because few accept credit cards. In our case, we went to El Manzanillo, the chamomile restaurant, to enjoy cooler air, some refreshing drinks, and tasty pizza and chicken wings. Surprisingly, we were the only ones there. With our bellies full, it was time to take a last glance to Pachuca and head back to the bus station. We didn't want to leave Pachuca without some pastes to take with us, and we grabbed some from the bus station that turned out to be delicious. Visiting Pachuca and Real del Monte was an enjoyable and nice trip, even if we didn't have time to visit the museums and mines open for the public. Until the next time, this area still holds many undiscovered treasures. This was my first trip outside of Mexico City, and I really enjoyed seeing a glimpse of the vibrant life outside of the metropolis. I can recommend visiting Real del Monte for anyone who wants to have a quick getaway from the city and find the magic of the small towns.